All right, I'm going to have a go at the Guardian's Cryptic Crossword for Tuesday, July 8th. Set today by Carpathian. First, let's have the cryptic clue of the day. All right, yesterday's was catch girl with ring. The answer was lasso. Lass is a girl, a ring, anything round can be used to represent the letter O, it seems. All right, how about today? Oh, well done to Mike, by the way. He got that without any difficulty. Standard upset, we hear. Highly suspicious, 8 letters. Standard upset, we hear. Highly suspicious, 8 letters, something A, something A. All right, let's see what Carpathian has after a tricky Monday. Simple custodianship arrangement containing note. Oh, well, arrangement must be an anagram indicator. How many letters in? Oh my goodness, this is 15. Custodian, 9 and 4, 13. So I think the note will be one of the do, re, mi 2-letter notes. And it's going to mean simple, a 15-letter word meaning simple. That seems, yes, not right. What endings, what suffixes are in custodianship? Are prefixes? I wonder if it could be anti-sesquipedalian, maybe. No, I think I'm going to need a letter R5 for that. Disparaging remark about a European cut off from communication. I think it's going to mean cut off from communication. And we're going to put a word for a disparaging remark. Oh, how about an insult? Because I'm thinking, yeah, the insult just goes around A, and then the European is at the end. Yeah, I was thinking cut off in the past tense, but of course, no, it's just cut off, insulate. Oh, it might be anti something. Anyway, warm center of suet dish. That sounds delicious. Center of suet. I'm thinking it's going to be a dish that ends in UE. Not great on food dishes. And then we're going to have a word for warm. I know in the past I've seen some surprising synonyms for warm. Doesn't necessarily refer to temperature. It can mean welcoming. What's a dish ending in UE? Not ragu or stew. Or maybe, yeah, no, I think it would have to be that. It's not going to begin with UE. All right, how about evidence of injury in part of leg found by US emergency room? Well, I'm wondering if the US, well, maybe we have to put in US, but maybe just referring to ER rather than A&E in Britain. I think it might be evidence of injury in part of leg, and it's going to be a very specific leg thing. But maybe it's just, no, maybe it's just evidence of injury. I was wondering about bruise, but part of leg found by, I mean, it could be, there is a word like bruise. No, not contusion. Oh, it's gone. I'll come back to that one. A false journalist is mortified. Well, a fake something might be a sham. Journalist is often ed for editor and ashamed. Column 1 covered in gypsum. Now, is gypsum I think it's something used in road building, right? But is it an element that has a abbreviation in the periodic table, or just another name for gypsum? I think the definition is going to be column, and I'm wondering if it's going to be one of those Greek, Ionian, or whatever columns, Doric. And so it'll be an I inside of a word for gypsum. Don't know it. Smartest redesigned sleeping pad. That's a nice cryptic level 1. We're going to redesign the word smartest and sleeping pad. I mean, what else could it be but mattress? Very hot iron, 6 found in road. Maybe very hot is the definition, because I'm thinking road. Yeah, iron and 6 could be Fe. Oh, yeah. So iron goes first, and then inside the RD we have VI, the Roman numerals for 6, and that gives fervid. Nice word. Maybe this long word isn't just simply an un, and I think it's going to end in D. Not uncomplicated, but we've got an H left over, and the P, and the T, and it's going to mean simple. Oh, it's the other kind of, well, no, this was simple, yeah. I'm thinking unsophisticated. Oh, yeah, that's a nice one to get. All right, let's go back to our stay with the across. Polish or polish, revolting, study as duty. Yeah, polish can be rub, and if that, is revolting or turned around, and then a study can be a den, and that gives burden, your duty, your burden. Notice, apartment I have is changeable. Ooh, I think at notice in the paper might be an ad. An apartment can be shortened to APT. An I have can be I've, and that gives adaptive. Oh, funny having unburdened. Yeah, I don't know if that's a good idea to put unburdened in the clue when it's the burden is the answer to the one above it. Anyway, unburdened pedestrian crossing end of lane. Well, the end of lane is an E, so I think we're going to have a word. Oh, I don't think it's pedestrian as in somebody walking, but I think it's pedestrian as in average, vanilla, bland. And it's going to mean unburdened. Oh, unburdened as an adjective or as a verb, to unburden yourself. Pedestrian. Yeah, I don't see it. Attempt to keep object in. I like that. Attempt to keep object in. Yeah, I'm thinking object might be the end you have in mind. And is that object? I mean, maybe a word. Oh, yes, in is the definition. Attempt is try, the obvious one, and that gives us trendy, or in. Heavy cube in waxy covering. Well, the waxy covering might simply be the W and the Y. This is the old trick. The cube is a cubed number, and 8 is the cube of 2, and that gives us weighty. Shirk, something intrinsically tedious. Oh, that's I don't think I've seen that before, but intrinsically is being used as a hidden indicator because intrinsic or within shirk something, we have irksome. I do like that. Vessel with robust finish of copper. Now, finish of copper might be like end of lane, where it's just giving us the last letter of copper. But it could also be CU. Yeah, maybe it's maybe finish of copper. Could that be the definition? I'm thinking about a policeman. The finish might be arrest, but no. Ooh, let me try these two. Actually, these 3 downs look like they might be helpful. Sell revolutionary card to sporting association. Oh, I was just thinking about sports beginning with G, and I thought of golf. And then when I read sell, I thought of flog, which is golf backward, or flog backwards. Or flog is golf backwards. What am I trying to say here? So, and a card in a game of cards might be a club. So I think the sporting association is just a golf club. Sanitarium, dropping an inappropriate dish. Oh, I'm a little fearful here because sanitarium is 10 letters. If you drop AN, it becomes 8, and then inappropriate may be telling us to anagram what is left, citarium, and then it's going to be a dish. And is that going to be another like a dish you eat, or the dish you put your food in? Yeah, I'm not seeing any obvious. Oh, I am seeing actually a rather nice dessert. Tiramisu. I think Carpathian could have helped us a little bit by saying an inappropriate dessert, but anyway, what are you going to do? Sickness, mark, and emerald spread. Ooh. Oh, I'm thinking about a sickness could be mal de mer. Seasickness. Mal is a D-E. Yeah, I think mark is just going to be M. And then emerald, they are anagrammed or spread. So I think Le Maire. I'm trying to remember my schoolboy French. I think that's right. Let's try tricky situation in house before empty teens dine. Could be a tricky situation. Empty teens might be T and S. Dine. Ooh, yes, a house can be abbreviated to HO. Then we have our TS, and if you dine, you eat, and that gives you the hot seat. All right, exaggerated. Well, I see the O and I'm thinking over. Exaggerated the merits of series of deliveries. All right, from cricket, a series of deliveries would be an over. Of long standing, oh, I think it's actually overs. And of long standing would be old. And if you exaggerated the merits of something, you oversold it. Vain men. Ooh, I'm thinking coxcombs. And yeah, it's just a charade. Member of the rowing team, the cocks, and grooms, combs. Exceptionally clever German, raised without love initially. I think it's going to mean maybe exceptionally clever. And then German raised. Yes, It isn't a cross clue, so raised I don't think is necessarily a reversal. But without love initially, without an L. Oh, maybe it's an exceptionally clever German. Einstein, no. Ooh, another 15 letter. C. Gorillas urge rampaging groups of criminals. Well, I think Carpathian did his best to make that read normally, but C. Gorillas urge is surely going to be the fodder. Yeah, that is 15 letters, and it's going to be groups of criminals. And we have two G's. I was trying to get gangster, but that isn't right. Oh, maybe Maldemer is wrong. Yeah, because I'm thinking something gangsters. No, maybe this is because I would leave two L's over, but do I have even all the. Oh no, I have no N. So definitely not gangster. I think I have the other letters. Oh no, I don't have a T. I'm seeing what I want to see. All right, groups of criminals. Um, that's funny. The first word ends in S. Is it plural? Or is it, well, I don't know what else could we use something S. Yeah, I'm going to have to come back to that when I get another letter or two. Ring, old English bird. All right, well, I used ring yesterday for an O. Old can be O as well. But we have an O in the third position. Ring, old English bird. I'm thinking it is going to be a bird. Grouse. Well, I don't see it. Holy embrace, heads of each new group unless leaders fail. Oh, I like that one because it's like the everyman type of clue. The heads of the last six words spell out engulf, which would be holy embrace. Garment Fanny Adams wears for expedition. All right, the garment is a sari, and if you put FA inside of that, you get safari or expedition. All right, what is that? Something galleries. Oh, there is something galleries, a phrase. Well, let me try my exceptionally clever. Oh, I think German might just be the G. Ah, yes, so raised would be lifted without the L. After the G is gifted, exceptionally clever. Oh, rogues galleries, that's the phrase I was trying to think of. All right. Usually see it in the singular rogues gallery, but anyway, that's good. There's our ring old English bird. A ring could be phone, dial, call. Oh, it could be a hoop. I've seen a hoop, hoopoo. Is that how you pronounce it? I think hoopoo or hoopo. I think hoopoo. And that is a bird. So ring is hoop. Old English is OE. There we go. All right, our vessel with robust finish of copper. I think the finish of copper is that R, so then I think we want a word for robust. And it's going to give us a vessel. I'm thinking of some word. Is it like a Hebrew word from the Bible? Chalfer, chaler, robust. What would be a word for robust? I mean, that has to be a vowel there, right? Whole, W-H-O-L-E, but well, vessel, of course, can be a ship. All right, let me pause and run through the alphabet here. Well, I immediately thought of a whaler is a vessel. Is robust. Oh no, robust is hale, hale and hearty. With is W. Yeah, those very tricky ones where the little words like with are important. They'll trip you up. All right, there's our, there is a word pilaster. Ah, and so gypsum must just simply be plaster. There we go. Evidence of injury. Ooh, part. Ah, yeah, a bruise, a black eye might be a shiner. So the part of leg is a shin. And the US there was just to indicate to use ER as the abbreviation. Oh, why did I not think of a fondue? When I think about all the times I watched the Generation Game and the fondue set, a staple on the conveyor belt. And so warm, yeah, that's one of those weird synonyms, fond. Yeah, all right. Unburdened, pedestrian, crossing end of lane. Ah, what is it going to end in? It could be like EARSE, unburdened. Unburdened. Oh, how about carefree? And it actually is pedestrian in the sense I didn't think it was, but a pedestrian zone would be a car-free zone. And around the E, it becomes carefree. Well, that was that's the one we should have had yesterday, I think. Well, I shouldn't count my chickens. Let me check all. Looks like everything is still there. Yeah, that was a very nice, straightforward. I didn't write down any that I didn't understand. I didn't have to use wordplays.com. All right, let me go over to 15 squared and verify they're all happy. All right, the blog is by Andrew. Straightforward but elegant clues. Yeah, I would agree with that. Oh, I never made note of what note it was, but it's do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, which can be spelt, I think, with an ER and I. Yeah, that's all very not difficult, but very enjoyable, elegant, perfect for a busy Tuesday. Yeah. Oh, I have a Hoopoes story. Oh, and that's good. They left the birds alone and didn't complete the hole. That's nice to hear. Oh yeah, tiramisu seems to be another standing dish in Cryptic Crossword line. Yeah, so not much more to say about that. All right, well, thank you as always for watching and have a great day.